What's going on, guys? This is Only My 2 Cents, and recently I read an article about 36 questions that will make you fall in love with somebody. I really feel like these 36 questions are going to be able to just break down barriers and ask personal questions. So I got all 36 questions on here. If you guys want to go through them as well, it's 36 questions inlove.com. Check them out. So with that said, let's get to it, and I'll answer some of the questions now. So if you could invite anyone in the world to dinner, who would it be? So just a general question. Mine would probably be Pharrell Williams. That dude's been a guy that I look up to since I was a fucking kid. The streetwear culture, I know he had a lot to do with that, and that dude just fresh and multi-talented like a motherfucker. So that's what I would choose. Let's see the next one. Would you like to be famous, and in what way? No. I think I would want to be recognized for my works, especially because most of you guys know I do art. I want to be recognized for my artwork, but I do not want the fame like celebrity fame, because I feel like, and we were just talking about it with my friend a few days ago, that once you are famous enough and you are in the public eye, people feel like they're entitled to have an opinion in how you should live your own life. And I totally disagree with that. And a lot of people put this under the umbrella of like, well, you're a celebrity, it comes with the territory. It's not. It's not. And a lot of people have been doing it for years, and I don't think they should. So yeah. No. I'm cool. I want my artwork to be, again, recognized, but I do not want to be famous. Before making a telephone call, do you ever rehearse what you're going to say? No, I'm off the cuff. I don't like rehearsing half the time, because then you over-rehearse and then you mentally psych yourself out. What would constitute a perfect day for you? Being able to wake up and do whatever the heck I want. That freedom of waking up and being like, okay, I want to read today, I want to paint today, I want to just sketch, I want to play video games, watch a series. That freedom is what makes a day perfect for me. When did you last sing to yourself? Every fucking single day. Few minutes before I started this video, actually, I put music on. Shit, I put the Grease soundtrack, the Moana soundtrack, Coco soundtrack, and I'm in there, baby. And to someone else, nah, I keep that shit to myself. Alright, next. If you were able to live to the age of 90 and retained either the mind body of a 30-year-old for the last 60 years of your life, which would you want? It's gonna be body, man. I'm already 32, so the 30th year mark, if it doesn't grow and it continuously grows, it doesn't do me any good. So being able to have triple the wisdom and experiences I have in my life and mindset, I want to keep that mindset and continue growing with that. The body, man, definitely the body of a 30-year-old, because that's one of the biggest things that deteriorates. People don't take care of themselves. Like I'm one of them. I don't diet. I don't eat healthy. I eat whatever I want, you know. So that sooner or later is going to be affecting the body. So yeah, I would definitely keep the body of a 30-year-old. Next. Do you have a secret hunch about how you will die? I don't have a secret hunch, but I feel like I will die in a horrific way or untimely manner. I wish I can go by old age, but something in me feels like I'm gonna die like an unexpected death or like some disease or some shit, which sucks. Next. Name 3 things you and your partner appear to have in common. I would say respect. I think there's a lot of respect when it comes down to each other's space. Like my biggest thing is I love to be creative. I love to be, pushing and pursuing my dreams. So being able to have a partner that respects that and is not over my neck, telling me or judging me or anything like that. I definitely appreciate that. Next, for what in your life do you feel most grateful? Family, life, and where I'm at right now. I think I don't. Well, I know I'm not where I want to be, but what I have right now is a blessing. From where I came from, I'm successful already. So I'm grateful for that. Next, if you could change anything about the way you were raised, what would it be? That's a rough one, man, because I think the way that I was raised gave me the character that I have now, or gave me the ambition, the drive. Well, it seeded that. It seeded everything that I am now. So if I would have a different childhood, I feel like I wouldn't be the person I am now. I have a strong character. I am a certain way because of my mom's, the way we grew up. We were homeless and shit, so that definitely put a character, that built up character. I went to the military, all this stuff. So, again, I wish, like, I see other people's, like, childhoods, and man, they had a lot. And they ended up turning good, but I don't know if I would be that way. I wish my childhood was a childhood of a child, if that makes sense. I had to grow up fairly quickly, and I had to adult myself up and take on responsibility that no child was ready for. So I think that would be, I wish I was able to be a kid, but my mom had no choice but to do what she had to do, so it is what it is. That's about it, man. Next, take 4 minutes and tell your partner your life story in as much details as possible. As much detail as possible. I'm gonna go ahead and pretend you guys are my partner real quick. So 4 minutes is not never enough. But we grew up poor. My mom and dad met breakdancing when they were young, and then my dad was from Mexico, my mom was from Texas, and she moved to Mexico because it's across the border, like 10 minutes away. She moved out there till I was 8 years old, so I grew up, poor. Dad drug dealing, he was abusive, like physically, mentally, with my mom. My mom escaped when she was young, so we both left back to Texas, and we didn't have nothing, so we were homeless for a bit, and we stayed in Salvation Army. Like, I hated that shit, and my mom did everything she could to get us in school, and later on in the years, we got housing, we got public help. Like, I remember at one point, Walmart donates to, like, a poor family, and one day that family was us. Like, they gave us a tree. I asked for a graphic calculator for school. I didn't realize it till later that we were the poor family. Grew up as a badass kid. I had a lot of anger issues. I got kicked out of plenty of schools, and I was just an angry kid. I didn't give a fuck. And at one point, we were trying to make money, and I did what I had to do. And my mom, found out, and she just told me, like, what the fuck are you doing? Like, check yourself. And she just told me, like, what do you want to do with your life? And I said, well, I want to be able to provide for you guys, go to college, because that's all we had. Like, I didn't know any better. I didn't have no mentor, no one around me to be like, yo, let me show you how you can be a better person or anything. Like, I didn't have nothing. So my mind's like, oh, college, because that's what people talk about in school. I tried it. I'm ADD as fuck. I couldn't keep up. It was just bad. So I dropped out, and then the next option was military, I always saw the only things that I saw getting out of high school was get a job, go to the military, or go to college. Those are the only three options, which I disagree to this day, but I didn't know any better. So I went to the military, and yeah, so once I got out, I had a hard time transitioning into the military mindset to civilian mindset and just being myself and being able to cope with myself. So that took about a few years to be able to, regain or rediscover myself. And then, yeah, I think the past 8 years of my life, I just been grinding on a dream that I've had. I finally been able to do artwork and pursue the dream of making clothing and better myself and grow, self-invest in myself for growth. And yeah, that's where I'm at now, man. So that's compiled into what I have now. So again, that's successful to me, because if I didn't make it out, bro, everyone looks at me as a success. And of course, I'm not nowhere near where I want to be, but definitely I'm successful, and I'm proud of the person that I became. So yeah. Next, if you could wake up tomorrow having gained any one quality or ability, what would it be? One quality, man, or ability. I would say to just be able to grasp knowledge like this. If someone explains something to me that I have no idea about, just being able to just grab that information, retain it, and just being able to understand it 100 times quicker. The reason being is because there's so much knowledge that you read about certain industries and stuff like that that might take 2-3 months to understand. So if I can cut that time in half or even quicker, then that self growth or my intelligence would skyrocket, and that would definitely help me out. Next, if a crystal ball could tell you the truth about yourself, the future, or anything else, what would you want to know? Man, that's rough, man. About yourself, your life, the future, or anything else. That's a lot, man. That's rough because, and I get it now. I get it how this shit can get so personal. I had a brother that passed away. That was really, really. That dude looked up to me like crazy. I would want to know what really happened to him, because I know what they say did not. That wasn't true. So that would be my biggest thing. Yeah. All right. Next. Is there something that you've dreamed of doing for a long time? Why haven't you done it? No. I'm fucking doing everything fucking possible to make this dream come true. For the past 5 years, I knew I wanted to do clothing, and I wanted to have my own clothing brand, being able to create a platform that I can help other artists, and that's exactly what I'm doing now. So, yeah. Next. What is the greatest accomplishment of your life? Being alive. But that's not really but it is an accomplishment. All right, the greatest accomplishment. I think that pursuing my dream, being able to be put in a position to pursue my dream, and being constant with it and not giving up. Not giving up is the greatest accomplishment. Next, what do you value most in a friendship? Openness. Just being able to talk about anything with the intention of understanding each other. Loyalty and trust, man. That's where it's at. All right, next. What is your most treasured memory? Anything that has to do with my mom. What is your most... I think... just my mom saying she's proud of me. I think that's the biggest treasured memory. Yeah. What is your most terrible memory? My mom passing away. I think that was the hardest thing. Seeing her try to grasp onto any hope, knowing that there was no nothing she can do to keep her life against cancer, and I think that's the most terrible memory. To be more specific, the drive to the hospital the last ride that we did, that she was just screaming in pain. And I'm fucking driving in the rain. I can't see shit. I really thought I was gonna crash. I couldn't say nothing. It literally felt like a bad fucking movie. And then showing up to the fucking hospital and people not fucking like helping. Like they taking their time, like taking it as like a joke. Like fuck that shit, bro. Like that's someone else's life, you know. So that's the most terrible memory that I've had. If you knew that in 1 year you would die suddenly, would you change anything about the way you are living? No, I would not change anything, because I literally, after everything that's happened in my life, I live every fucking time that I have with people. The only thing I would have, if I knew that, I would be say more and have more conversations that I have now. I try to, but sometimes, you know, like I want to say something to other people, but it's not the right timing, and I don't want to be so blunt with them. If I knew that shit, that was the last convo I'm gonna have, fuck it. Like I don't, you know, all good intentions, you know, and it is what it is. I think a lot of that shit means more after you die. That's a fucked up part. You can say something to somebody and they can be like, oh, yeah, thanks, man. But once you die, then they can be like, oh, I remember, like, you know, I remember he said this, and now that conversation has meaning because that person's not there anymore. I don't know why that shit happens. It shouldn't be that way. But we're so stuck in the mentality of thinking that we always gonna have tomorrow, you know, or you're gonna see that person tomorrow, and definitely gotta stop thinking that way. All right, next, what does friendship mean to you? Again, friendship is just being able to have someone to depend on, someone to help you pick up, someone you can help pick up, someone you can grow together, because again, life is a continuous fucking thing. It's never gonna stop for you. So being able to grow and have friends that help you grow, or be along with that journey, that's friendship to me. What roles do love and affection play in your life? Don't wait till the last minute to try to show affection, or when it's too fucking late, you know. So yeah, definitely it's one of the things that I would say it's a priority, but again, it just we've lived so long in the default mindset that we have a tomorrow and a routine. Like you automatically in your brain, out of work, when you clock out, you think, oh, I'm gonna be at home, bro. You might not make it home. You know what I'm saying? Like, but it's just this mentality, like, oh yeah, I'll be there. I'll be at home tonight. We'll play video games, but you don't never know. So I think that sometimes that does intervene with showing affection and love to those around you. Alternate sharing something you consider positive characteristic of your partner. All right, next. How close and warm is your family? Do you feel your childhood was happier than most people? Fuck no. My childhood was fucking a struggle. The only happiest thing is like being around like my family, and you know, yeah, dude, like, yeah, I wish I had a big family. I see one of my friends, and I don't know if it's Filipino people, but man, their cookouts are like 40 people deep, man. I love that. I I yearn for having a big family and everyone's talking to each other, and that's dope to me, man. How do you feel about your relationship with your mother? I love her to death, man. To this day, I have her last text message as my wallpaper. I will grind for her. She gave me this shot. She put me in this opportunity. Like, I owe her everything. Every fucking single thing. Love her. Alright. Make 3 true we statements each. We are both in this room for now. Okay, next. Complete this sentence. I wish I had someone with whom I could share. I wish I had someone with whom I can share my dream with. I've met a lot of people that are passionate about their dream, and you know, like say for example, I have homies that dance, like they're passionate about dance. I haven't met someone that I can share the same passion about art, clothing, and around my what I want to do. If I had someone else that was like as passionate about their clothing brand or their artwork, damn, I wish I could have that so we can, share stories, like bounce ideas off each other, help each other out. I think that's what I would want. If you were going to become a close friend with your partner, please share what would be important for him to know. Tell your partner what you like about them. Be very honest this time, saying things that you might not say to someone you just met. I think that can be good because a lot of relationships they get into this mode of not complimenting each other or not telling each other what they like about each other, if that makes sense. Just because you see them every day, you talk to them every day, that chase is gone, so being able to, compliment, like a characteristic of them, it feels good. Because if you get a compliment, it's like, yo, bro, like, you look good today, or like, hey, just to let you know, like, I like how you handle this, or I like, thank you for talking to me this way and making me understand. Like, that's dope. Like, that's encouraging. All right, next. Share with your partner an embarrassing moment in your life. I'll share this with you. I was helping a homie out at church with, like, he's a church dude. So he's like, hey, can you help me out? But I change the bulbs or whatever. He was like the handyman for the church. And I was like, yeah. He put me on the big ass ladder. And I had to, once I was up there, I had to take a piss. And it was like a little crane ladder thing. And he was like, no, like, just fix that first. I'm like, bro, I gotta fucking go. And I pissed myself. I was a kid. Don't get me wrong. I wasn't a full adult, but I was a fucking kid. And, I pissed myself and I was embarrassed. It sucked. When did you last cry in front of another person? Shit, bro. Like, I'm not ashamed of it either. You know what I'm saying? If I cry, I cry. Like, I embrace that emotion. Being sad it's a normal thing. You should not hide it. The only bad thing is your mind can be so strong and push you into getting promotions, chasing your dream, but that strong-minded individual can also be held down by how strong that mindset is. And I think the mind can go either way. Like, it's strong. It can hold you up or it can keep you down. And a lot of strong-minded people, when they go into depression, is because of that. Because they're so strong-minded, it's hard for them to get out of it or embrace their emotions. And for me, I think I'm a strong-minded individual that if I feel like crying, I'll fucking cry. I'm not ashamed of talking about anything in my life. If you want, I'm a fucking open book. You want to talk about something, shit, I'm down. But I know how deep my sadness can get. So I sometimes have to be aware of that emotion. Like, if I let myself fucking give up, like, I'm gonna get stuck down there, So I'll try to cry here and there, man. Like, put a song on that makes that, and there's this quote: do as the clouds do, cry and move forward. So I live by that. All right, here we go. Tell your partner something that you like about them already. What, if anything, is too serious to be joked about? Other people's misfortune sometimes. Like, I'm a pretty jokester dude, military made me have a tough skin and we made fun of each other and shit. The comedy is just like its own box of being able to talk about subjects that people are not, or people are afraid to talk to or talk about or joke about. Yeah, that's a rough line, man. I don't know. Tell me in the comments below, like, what you guys think, because that's, for me, it's, I don't like talking about that stuff because I don't have a great standing on it. I don't have a lot of information or that I can speak on. But I get both sides, man. I get the sides that, I think as long as you're respectful to that person that you're talking to, Because I'm the kind of person, if the joke was way too serious, I'd be like, hey, bro, let's not do that, you know? But some people are not. They won't say anything, or shit, they might take it into physical, you know? So that's a rough one. There's a line between that shit. But if there's anything out of line, I'm going to be the first person to say something. If you were to die this evening with no opportunity to communicate with anyone, what would you most regret not having told someone? Why haven't you told them? I don't think I regret anything. Like, if I say something, I'll say it. I think I just want to make sure I tell everyone that I love them and why I love them. I think that's the main thing. Because you can tell someone, hey, I love you, but, you know, how far does that love, or why do you feel that there's that love? I think the why behind it would be something that I wouldn't say regret, but I can say it right before, you know? Well, not right before, but at least before I go. Your house containing everything you own catches fire. After saving your loved ones and pets, you have time to safely make a final dash to save one item. What would it be? Fuck, man, I got so many cool fucking shit in my house. Son of a bitch, man, that shit would suck. If I'm looking around my room, hold on. Fuck it, my computer. Because I'm gonna need that shit to make more videos like this. That's it. I don't got nothing else. My books, I can rebuy books. Printers, my Wacom tablet, I can rebuy that shit. PC, whatever. Like, all the toys that I have, I'm not gonna choose one. The toys are just toys. I love them, but I can rebuy them. Of all people in your family, whose death would find you most disturbed? My mom's. That shit wasn't unexpected. Like, I still to this day it's hard for me to cope with it. Some real shit. Like, it feels like my mom, because my mom's in a different town than me. So sometimes it feels like vacation. Like, if I go back home, like, she's gonna be there, but I know she's not. I think that's ugly, bro. It's an ugly feeling knowing that I don't have her, that I don't have. My biggest thing is, like, I can't ask and call my mom and ask, like, yo, remember when I was a kid, what was that thing that I used to use? Or, like, what shirt was my favorite t-shirt? Like, I have no one besides myself with that information. So if I lose any memories, or if I don't have recollection of any of my childhood memories, like, they're gone, because I didn't have no one else in my childhood. Like, it was just me and my mom. So that's it. You know what I mean? Like, that's literally it. Like, my family consists of my brother, my sister, and me. 3 fucking people, bro. Like, that's it. Like, I ain't got no pops to be like, hey, like, you know what I mean? Like, that's fucked. That's a thing that still fucks me. Share a personal problem and ask your partner advice on how or she might handle it. Also, ask your partner to reflect back to how you seem to be feeling about the problem you have chosen. Personal problem. I think I don't know. My personal problem is I'm sometimes hard-headed, and it's funny because I'm also an open person. But if I think I'm gonna get some shit done, like, I'm gonna be like, fuck it, I'm gonna get some shit done. And that, I think that sometimes can backfire. Yeah. All right, guys, that was the 36 questions that you guys can have with your partner. I think you guys should do it. I think it's obviously it starts with basic questions over the surface, you know, but then little by little it starts getting into the point of personal, you know, which is crazy. It's good. It's good. I don't think a lot of people talk about it. Like, again, I'm the kind of person that'll talk about anything. Why not? You know, I only live one life, and I gotta live it to the point that, you know, hopefully one day people can write about it, or I can write about it. All right, y'all. Thank you guys for tuning in. If you guys like this, give a follow, comment on any of these questions that you guys felt were good or bad, or any of the perspectives that I put out there. If you agree with them, disagree with them, I want to start a dialogue in the comments. All right. With that said, I'll catch y'all later. Peace.